name is Carlos Ceballos, and the name of the company is Servicios Náuticos Integrados. This yacht is a client of ours, and we have been looking after this yacht now for a few years for the owners, for the crew, for the captain. We finished painting this boat in the specific color they had, and we also applied a silicone system on the hull already then a few years ago of another brand that was performing okay, but it didn't have any biocide on it, which then meant that it wasn't keeping clean anytime they were stopping for a long period. That's the problem. These boats are cruising yachts which are also standing still for a long time. And then came Hempel. Hempel had the same product, only this time with a new formulation. That formulation is what made the difference. Hempel's product, which is also a silicone system, creates a hydrogel coat on the surface that has a small tiny amount of biocides on it. This is the big difference. It helps keep the boat clean even though the boat is standing still for a long period. We did a test initially. We put this Hempel product while we still had the other on the keel and the rudder, and we let it go for a year. They went to the Caribbean and they came back, and the difference was night and day. The keel and the rudder were clean when they came out of the water, while the rest of the boat was already with some fouling. This is what then prompted the owner and the crew to then change completely the entire thing. And then we did the system. We did the entire system application. It is actually quite simple. First, we have to remove what we had there, and in this case, we just disc sand everything. And in other cases, we have to use sandblasting. Whichever the method it is decided to be used to remove everything. We have an epoxy primer that we need to reapply to the substrate to guarantee the sealing of this substrate. And then we have to apply a tie coat. Now this tie coat, that's the magic, because it's what then is going to allow the silicone to then come onto it. When you think of it, silicone is not going to adhere to anything in the same way that nothing adheres to it. So in order for this to happen, in order for the silicone to stay on, we have to have this tie coat, and that is the magic product. It's quite simple. I mean, it's a 3-day process, because you apply the epoxy primer, the tie coat, and then the silicone, all by airless. Hempel's has been very helpful throughout the entire process, not only with their product and this new formula, which is, like I said, needs no advertising. It really just stands out. But the other thing is that Hempel's has always been very, very supportive on the site locally to oversee the entire system. From the moment the boat comes out of the water, we've had a technician here from Hempel supervising the preparation of the surface, and then also each of the parts of the process of application of the entire system, as to measuring all parameters, humidity, temperature, conditions, etc., registering everything as much as possible in a very, very professional way. I'm very, very happy with it.
I'm Rob Cumming, I'm the captain of Saudade. We've been using silicone products for the last 5 years, and we've had great experiences with them, but struggled with barnacle growth. We tried HEMPAGUARD X7 on the rudder and keel for the last 6 months and had fantastic results, so we've now decided to do the whole boat and hopefully have a lot less diving over the next 5 years. So this is our first real experience with Hempel, and they've been fantastic. They've come down, everyone's been very involved with the project. We've had a lot of support from the technicians coming from Barcelona, making sure everything's been applied perfectly, and the communication's been fantastic. We look forward to working with them again.